Hey, this is Dave from DIY Domination. Did you know that potatoes were the first vegetable to be grown in space? Quite an achievement for a humble spud. Indeed, potatoes are more than just a staple food. They're incredibly versatile and packed with nutrients. And guess what? You don't need to be an astronaut to cultivate them. This video will guide you through the exciting process of growing and storing your own potatoes, right in the comfort of your home. Stick around to learn how you can grow your own potatoes right at home. By the way, if you like this video and want to see more videos with advice on farming and survival, make sure to click the subscribe button and leave a comment down below saying, "I subscribed," and we'll do our best to reply to your comment. First off, you need to decide what kind of potatoes you want to grow. The world of potatoes is vast and varied, with each variety boasting its unique characteristics. Perhaps you're a fan of the creamy, buttery taste of Yukon Golds, or maybe the striking color and health benefits of Purple Majesty potatoes. Pique your interest. From the hardy russet to the delicate fingerling, there's a potato out there for every palate and purpose. Now, once you've selected your ideal potato variety, it's time to obtain your seed potatoes. It's crucial to source these from a reputable supplier. Why, you ask? Well, certified seed potatoes are guaranteed to be disease-free, giving your crop the healthiest start possible. It's all about laying a strong foundation for your potato growing journey. Once you've chosen your variety and sourced your seed potatoes, you're ready to move on to the next step. Now, let's get our hands dirty and prepare the soil for our potatoes. First things first, potatoes love a loose, well-draining soil. It's important to add some organic matter, like compost or well-rotted manure, to improve the fertility and structure of the soil. This gives your potatoes the nutrient-rich environment they crave. Once your garden bed is prepared, it's time to consider if you want to use the chitting process. This is an optional step where you allow the seed potatoes to sprout before planting. Simply place the seed potatoes in a cool, light location for a few weeks until you see sprouts. Now, on to planting. Dig trenches or create mounds in your prepared soil. These should be about 6 inches deep. Take your sprouted seed potatoes and place them in these trenches or mounds, with the eyes of the sprouts facing upward. Make sure to space them about 12 to 15 inches apart to give them room to grow. Next, cover your seed potatoes with soil, filling in the trenches or shaping the mounds. You want to make sure the potatoes are well covered but not buried too deep. A layer of about 3 inches of soil should do the trick. With your potatoes snug in their beds, it's time to talk water. Potatoes need a consistent supply of moisture, but they don't like to be waterlogged. Aim to provide about 1 to 2 inches of water per week, depending on the rainfall in your area. If the top inch of soil feels dry, it's time to water. You've now successfully prepared your soil and planted your seed potatoes. It's a bit of work, but trust me, it's worth it. The joy of seeing those sprouts emerge and grow into lush green plants is something truly special. With your potatoes successfully planted, it's time to watch them grow. As your potatoes start to grow, they'll need some additional care. This is where the real nurturing begins. Now, your potatoes are going to need a good heaping of soil, a process known as hilling. As the plants grow, gently mound soil around the stems, almost as if you're tucking them in for the night. This encourages the development of more tubers and also protects them from the harsh sunlight that can turn your potatoes green. And remember, green potatoes are a no-go. Next up, we've got fertilizing. Potatoes are pretty low maintenance, but they do appreciate a balanced meal. So when you see those plants start to flower, that's your cue to give them a dose of balanced fertilizer. This will provide the nutrients they need to produce those delicious tubers we're all eagerly waiting for. Think of it as the potatoes version of a power smoothie. But just like with any garden, pests and diseases can come to the party uninvited. For potatoes, the usual culprits are potato beetles and a disease known as late blight. Now, don't let these guys ruin the potato party. Keep a keen eye out and use organic or chemical controls as necessary. It's like being the bouncer at your own potato club, keeping out the troublemakers so the good times can roll. So, with hilling to promote growth, fertilizing to feed, and pest control to protect, you're giving your potatoes the care they need to thrive. It's a bit like raising children, but with less backtalk and more dirt. And remember, the more love you put into this, the more you'll get out of it. That's the beauty of growing your own potatoes. With these steps, you're well on your way to harvesting your own homegrown potatoes. And believe me, there's nothing quite like the taste of a potato you've grown yourself. So keep at it, because the rewards are well worth the effort. The moment of truth has arrived. It's time to harvest your potatoes. The best time to harvest is when the plants flower and the foliage starts to yellow and die back. This is usually around 2 to 3 months after planting, but it can vary depending on the variety of potato and the weather conditions. Now, here's a tip. When harvesting, you want to be as gentle as possible to avoid damaging the potatoes. Any cuts or bruises can lead to rot during storage, so you want your potatoes to be in pristine condition. Start by gently loosening the soil around the plants with a garden fork or a broad, flat spade. Then, carefully lift the plants out of the ground, shaking off any excess soil. You'll find the potatoes clustered around the base of the plant. Congratulations, you've successfully grown your own potatoes, but we're not done yet. To enjoy your potatoes for longer, you'll need to store them properly. Now that you've harvested your potatoes, the next step is to cure them. Curing helps toughen up the potato skins and heal any minor cuts and bruises, making them less prone to rot during storage. For this, place your potatoes in a cool, dark, and humid place for about 2 weeks. Once the potatoes are cured, it's time to check for damage. This is an important step, as damaged or diseased potatoes can affect the rest and cause them to rot. So, make sure to discard any potatoes that are bruised, cut, or show signs of disease. Only the healthy ones should make it to the storage. Next, let's talk about the storage location. Potatoes need a cool, dark place with good ventilation to prevent them from sprouting or rotting. A root cellar, cool basement, or a dark corner of a garage can work well. Remember, potatoes are not fond of light. Exposure to light can make them turn green and bitter. Now, what about storage containers? Breathable containers are your best bet. Burlap or paper bags or wooden crates are all good options. They allow for air circulation, which is crucial for preventing mold and mildew. Avoid plastic bags as they can trap moisture and encourage rot. Temperature and humidity also play a key role in potato storage. The ideal temperature range is between 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, that's about 1 to 4 degrees Celsius for our metric friends, and high humidity, around 90%, helps prevent the potatoes from drying out. But be careful, storing potatoes in the refrigerator can cause their starches to convert to sugar, giving them an undesired sweet taste. Lastly, don't forget to perform regular checks on your stored potatoes. Look for signs of sprouting, rot, or disease. If you spot any problems, remove the affected potatoes immediately to protect the rest. With proper storage, you can enjoy your homegrown potatoes for months to come. Growing and storing your own potatoes can be a truly rewarding experience. We've taken you through the entire process, from choosing the right variety of potato and obtaining disease-free seed potatoes, to preparing the soil and planting. We've shown you how to tend to your growing potatoes, keeping the soil moist, hilling as they grow, and fertilizing for optimal growth. We've also walked you through the steps of harvesting, when the plants flower and the foliage starts to yellow and die back, and how to carefully dig up your potatoes without damaging them. After harvesting, we've discussed the importance of curing your potatoes in a cool, dark, and humid place, and how to check for any damage before storing. And we've explored the best ways to store your potatoes, from the ideal location to the best containers to use and the perfect temperature and humidity for long-term storage. We've also emphasized the importance of regular checks to ensure that your potatoes are in the best condition. Remember, growing and storing your own potatoes is not just about having fresh produce at your fingertips. It's about the satisfaction of nurturing a plant from seed to harvest, the joy of digging up your own homegrown potatoes, and the pleasure of enjoying the fruits of your labor. So we hope you'll try growing and storing your own potatoes. It's a journey worth taking. If you like this video, then make sure to also watch these videos for more DIY farming tips and tricks.